But the joy of the Lord, if I can just leave this with you, hold on to your joy. Whatever, hold on. If you lose your joy, you lose your strength. Jesus came to give us his joy. Is that right or not? Restore to me the joy of my salvation. Bring those back. Years ago, we lost our house in Cyclone Tracy, and we got another place, and I'm sitting, I'll never forget, and I'm looking out over Francis Bay in Darwin, the storms that come in, if you live in the tropics, you know what I'm talking about. The squalls roll in, they're so bad, they're so thick you can reach out and touch them. I mean, the lightning's striking, it's shaking the whole ground. And I'm sitting there just looking out, and I'm probably depressed. We don't even know what's going to be happening in the future. And I'm looking at all these birds, and they're bolting in front of the storm, like the egrets and the seagulls and the pelicans. No, they're all trying to get away. They're flying low to the water, and they're squawking to get away from the squall, the storm. And they're just bolting, and I'm just sitting there, and I happen to look up, and here's this magnificent seagull. And he's locked his wings, and he's flying in the opposite direction. He's flying straight into the storm, and he would hit the storm front, and it would just catapult him. He's using the force of the storm with those magnificent wings. It would just lift him up, and he would just spin. He's having the time of his life. All the other birds are bolting for cover, are terrified, and you can actually hear him. He's enjoying this thing. And I hear the voice of God say, that's how you need to live your life. That's how you need to live your life. Be born aloft. Is that right or not? On wings of joy and prayer and praise. Is that right or not? Serve the Lord your God with joy and gladness. Serve the Lord your God with... Not everything's going to be all wonderful, but if Paul can do it in the jail, surely you and I can do it. And I look at Paul's life. Put yourself in the position there where Paul... here he is, he's in a Roman jail. Read some of the things of what it was like to be in those jails in those days. Is that right? Remember the time before when they got their feet in the sewers? Open wounds where they've been whipped on their backs. And he's chained to a Roman guard now, and he doesn't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. And he writes a letter to the Philippian church, and the theme is joy. Joy in living, joy in serving, joy in sharing. Is that right? That's awesome. I really believe in these last days, we're going to see a resurgence of that joy.